just come to say hello and let you know I'm here. You know what? It's very nice to have a village, huh? I always dream, like every of us, huh? All of us have dreamed like we should have a kind of spiritual village, huh? Where we can live together and all the people work together, and all that would be nice. But I don't know if this kind of idea really is acceptable for this kind of planet or not. It seems difficult. There are many different groups have tried, also. And sometimes they're successful for a while. And also depends on where you are. If you're in India, perhaps you're safer. Because Indian people and Indian country as usual, normally they are more accustomed to this kind of spiritual group and all kind of spiritual belief and systems. Nobody cares. The Buddhist would go to the Hindu temple, and the Hindu would go to Bodh Gaya and bow to the Buddha, and etc., etc. And the Muslim would, go together with the Sikh, whatever. Religious atmosphere in India is very, very harmonious compared to other places. And so if any spiritual group, big group, survived, almost in India, or in Tibet, if there are suddenly so much a vast rush of big positive energy concentrated somewhere, then immediately you attract even bigger negative energy to come. Because this world is a world of negative energy. Not because the world is negative. It is because of the inhabitants of this planet are so accustomed to negative atmosphere, and they generate by their thought, action, expectation, brainwashing, customs, or habits, they generate a kind of negative feeling, negative atmosphere around them, and they expect things negative way. They never believe God can make so much miracle. They never dare to ask for anything because they think they ask but they don't get it anyhow. So just, okay, I pray to you, but I know you won't give it, so it's okay, whatever, the faith is not deep enough to change this planet atmosphere into positive energy. Therefore, whatever little positive energy we can create, or any real spiritual group can create, is sometimes attract more negative obstacles. Not that like attract like, like people say, but opposite attracts. It has to be. Otherwise this world is not balanced as it is. Otherwise this world is not called the Earth planet, but would be named perhaps, Planet X5077, something like that. Or heavenly abode, or more civilized planet. Sooner or later, any planet would evolve with the time, and with the spiritual understanding, the planet will evolve. But if we evolve in a material wise and not balanced with the spiritual power, then the world or the planet or that any particular planet will be destroyed in time. And that is what they call the end of the world. Not this world particularly, any world that is created. And when it happens to be imbalanced by the outweight of material advancement versus spiritual development, then disaster occurred. For example, if any planet, after a while, the planet just formed, and then they go through evolution from caveman to civilization, etc., etc., and then they develop until one day they find like atom energy. thing like that. Electronic energy. And then trouble begins. At that time, if such a world, citizens happen to discover very high energies, some matter, very, very advanced matter, like atom, thing like that. And then if they don't have enough spiritual understanding to control their knowledge of the physics, then trouble begins. Then they will use it for bad things, or accident can happen because not enough intelligence to handle this dangerous, but otherwise would be useful matter. So in this world, as you can see, not too many spiritual practitioners as compared to non-spiritual practitioners. I mean, some people say they are Christians or they are Buddhists or maybe other religions, but they may not necessarily practice the true religious doctrine that was supposed to be imparted to them. You know what I mean? When you look around you, you find some examples in plenty. So in this case, if we gather together somewhere for so long a period of time and the energy just keep building up, then of course something might happen because the negative power is more outweighed the positive at the moment. Even though we are developed and it has already benefited a great deal to the world. But I tell you, even if we practice spiritually, material side, we will also have fulfillment. If only you have faith. God can make anything happen. He make the whole world, the whole universe. Can you imagine? Look around you, how many miracles in front of you. These are all miracles. Can you create one like that? No. Can you create any particle of your body the way it is? And everyone is so unique, even though we all have nose in the middle, and eyes on both sides, even 2 ears as well. But we don't look the same. How can that be? Billions of people. Rarely someone looks the same, except the twin, or the double. This is rare case. Even then, there are something different. Fingerprints, hair, eyes color, thinking, lifestyle, ideal. There's something different all the time. So if we ask for miracles, I think it's a boring subject. Miracles happen all around us every day, every second, every minute. Look at your body and see the whole miracle from the head to the toe. So you see, the idea of having a village together, well, I don't think it's impossible, but we might spend too much energy for it. Understand? Maybe just stay home and spend that energy to develop ourselves. Go group meditation sometimes and mix with the world. Because that's also the way that we can bring the message into the world. Suppose if we stay together in one place only, maybe it's good for us. Yeah, and somehow it helps us. We don't have too much temptation, we don't have too much negative influence on us. Because I was so true to myself, so I was so convinced. And whatever I say, people must believe me because it's the truth. Yeah, many years later, I found that things are different. So anyhow, we should create a spiritual village wherever we live. I think that's the idea. We have to attract more, right? What I mean is, the idea is to bring heaven into every home, so that every home is a Buddha's land, every home is heaven. It's difficult, I know, but this can be done. Yes, Otherwise, it's also very nice to stay together, for our sake. It's just so beautiful. But how about your families? You see? Your friends, your associates, your boss, your work, they need you. They need you, your spiritual energy. Also, they need your loving presence to understand more about the God within themselves. If you bring that God to me, to our initiates, and stick together, all the gods sit there, God number 2, God number 1, number 3. How about the society? Yes. If the world has no light at all, it would be dark. Better one light here, one light there, than no light. Better dim light than no light. So we have to light up our surrounding. Make a spiritual village with the center is ourselves. We radiate loving energies. We make shining examples. We make a kind of heaven for the people to take refuge in. Wherever we live, we must create heaven. And that is our spiritual village. So we should not have only one spiritual village concentrated in one spot of the planet, but we have it everywhere. Now you see, also we have Belgium, Hungary, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Mexico, Panama, Paraguay, Chile, Costa Rica, Germany, South Africa, Portugal, Korea, Chinese, Malaysia, Cambodia, Canada, anywhere. You see this? Indonesia, see that? Korea, Thailand, Hong Kong. Yes. So we are very rich. Yes. Better. But we have tried. We have tried the alternative. So we also know what it is like to stay together in one place and work together. It's also fine. You have to be the center of the light in the society where you live, where you work, where you have your root. You have to develop from there. You have to branch yourself everywhere like a big tree. So people will take refuge. Everyone must become a Supreme Master. Everyone must return to your position as a Supreme Master, as a Buddha, as a son and daughter of God. There's no need to take refuge anywhere but inside yourself, because you are God. Didn't the Bible tell you that? Yes. God made man in his own image. Yeah? Remember? At least we are the children of God. We must walk like God. We must act like that, like the Prince of the universe. No need to take refuge anywhere. No need to run around to any spiritual village or do anything special, go to Himalaya or nothing. Because you are God wherever you are. Yeah? Remember? Don't be weak. It's okay to have a teacher, no? Okay, to adore a teacher. It's okay to have somebody, so that you can maybe have an example. But you have to spread, Like take a root here, but the root must spread everywhere in order to sustain the whole big tree. And the tree must branch itself, big shade, so it protect a lot of beings. In the Buddhist story, there is a Buddhist scripture. There is a story about the tree, the banyan tree, Bodhi tree, very big. The 500 monks could take refuge underneath of its shade and to practice meditation. In the old time, they don't have tent like we do. And they don't build houses, a big building like this, no aircon. Just take refuge under the trees, and that's how they can practice. And there was very famous, the master called Long Shu, Bodhisattva Long Shu master. Long Shu means the banyan tree master, because he always stay under the tree. And 500 disciples stay together there. Would you like to stay under the tree like that? In West Virginia? Christmas time. Huh? Boo. Boo. When the snow is higher than your head. Yeah. Let's be practical. Now, you see, in India, it's more convenient because the weather there is warm. And the people's need are very, very little. They live almost basically close to nature, and their needs are few. They have no comparison to think. They don't have a neighbors to look up on like a richer or something like that. Almost are the same. Even the rich in India are not that. They don't look so glamorous like in America or elsewhere. When I was in India, I knew a few doctors, physicians, but their houses are bare, really bare necessity. Their clinic, so-called clinic, you came in and you see one bench, wooden bench, or two benches perhaps. And then in the evening they put wood, plywood, they put on top, wood sheets, thick, and thick like this on top, and then they sleep on it. Become a bed. Yeah, and the clinic's like that. And there's only one kind of cabinet. Inside there are a few aspirin or something that I could even handle myself. Help yourself clinic. And they don't earn that much money either, because most of the patients are poor. And some other doctors, I know one family, the wife is a doctor, and the husband is a lawyer. But their house also barely anything compared to your house. Understand? So even if the rich in India don't make other poor people too envious, so their life a little bit, very contented with whatever they have. So if they have a spiritual village together, they also have bare necessities. Very simple living. Also climate hot. They don't need anything. All they need is some chapatis to eat. And then they meditate. And they drink water from the river. Or they dig the wells, live together, and they plant rice. Some spiritual communities in India, they plant their own food because they believe that the food outside is so contaminated. So they rather plant their own wheat, rice, fruits, and this is fun. It sounds very romantic, But I don't know if you, as the householders, used to with luxuries, like in American standard, would be able to last there very long. Some of you can, but not all of you. So the idea of spiritual village, I think, we better just leave it for a while. If it comes, it comes. Actually, I did not start in Taiwan, even in the first place, to have a spiritual village at all. I didn't have any village, to tell you the truth. When I first started, I don't even have a house. I stay in a disciple's house. But that was afterward, after a long time. When I first came, I just stay in a temple, like every other nuns or temple worker. I clean the bathroom, clean the floor, for the people to come in and worship the Buddha. And that's it. And then afterward, I don't know how I became famous. I forgot. Somebody dig me out. Yeah, somehow. God, he play some game. And then so after a few times, and I have some students, and then when I came down, I stay in their house. But moving, sometimes stay in this house, sometimes stay in another house. And then later, so many people follow me, like you want to do now. Like the sister from South Africa want to follow me. And I just follow. And some of them has no obligation with the family. Like they're bachelor, or they don't have husband, or they don't have wife, or their parents say, okay, go where you want. You grown up. Some parents are very easy and understanding. Wherever I stay, they stay. So after I have a few disciples, like maybe at that time I was wearing a monk's robe. So very easy for people to follow me. They just want to become monk and nuns too. And that is very simple in the Taiwan or in Thailand. You understand? To be a nun and monk there is very common practice. To stick to me. And so what do I do? At that time I just knew. I thought everybody same like me. It's okay if they want to be nuns, it's okay with me. No problem. Why not? And then we rented a house because at that time I have so many people cannot stay in one room in a disciple's house anymore. So we rented a small room. And then we work, handwork or something together to pay the rent and sustain ourselves. That was in the beginning. And then later they sold the house. So we became homeless. We left home again. Then we wandering around then we camp next to the riverside. Then we buy some tent. And then at that time we did not earn so much money. We didn't think about money. Just as things develop, you know what I mean? Because more people come, then I have to earn more money and pay rent, things like that. Because I don't take a donation for personal use. Even from the beginning already. Yeah. So more people, then we have to kind of organize and make more work, and then we buy a tent. And at that time, one tent, 4 person. More people join me, and then we have to buy more tent. But in the beginning, we don't have that much money, and we don't take donation, even tent. So we buy a tent for 4 person. Some person long, some short, When he sleep, his toes stick out. Mosquito visit him every time. The same toes. So later I say, okay, never mind, we buy some more tent now. If we have more money, we buy some more tent. So the long person can sleep, square-wise. Corner to corner. A long person stick together and then sleep, like this, cross. So his toe is protected. That was that. And then later on we can buy a piece of land. It was very cheap in the beginning. The Taiwanese people say, "Nẻo bu sân tan." Means the bird don't even lay their eggs there. It's such a desolated place. That's what I mean. Even birds don't come and lay their eggs there. That means a very bad place. No survival chance. Because no water. Very dry. No water. And there's nothing around there. The soil is not fertile. It's a kind of very sticky soil which people use it to make bricks, It's very special clay, very sticky. So you can't plant so much things there. And you have to really work hard to make the land loose. Yes. Then can plant something, but it's not so much. So not too many people stay around there, and not many people buy land. And then we came and buy some. It was so cheap, and then we settled there. And because at that time I have so many monks and nuns hang around me already. I need a place for them. They could hang around the river all the time. And also at that during that time we have a lot of other people, like so-called lay followers come to us. So we have the place because it's convenient. Also the place is cheap. And then we buy it. And then they all come, and then it developed and then we bought more and more with the years. And then it became Miao. All right. But anyhow, together in one place is not always very convenient. It's very good, but we have to struggle. But it's good for the disciples, good for the international community when they want to come to see me, or when we have a retreat. If they have a sentiment, they think, oh, Master, stay there. That's her place, holy ground, So when we had Miao, everybody happy, Remember, When you went there, you feel good, Right? This is true also because the spiritual atmosphere built up with the years, and you like it. When you go there, you feel home. Feel like at home. But I think even if we don't have Miao or we don't have any other places, don't matter, Because heaven is within you. Do you understand now? Yeah? Yeah. Maybe God wants it that way. Maybe God wants it that way. Like I said, wow, that's beautiful things that we bought. We have built with our hands. It was the most beautiful place in Taiwan. Yeah, we made it so beautiful. You haven't seen behind. Some of the foreigners don't go to behind the mountain because we spoiled you. We let you put the tents in the front garden, where it's more convenient for you. Back mountain is 2 kilometers away. You have to walk back and forth, and we worry you're tired after a long journey. So many of you don't know the caves that we made by hand ourselves. It's beautiful. We dig out the mountain like this, because we want to protect the landscape. The mountain were very difficult. The back mountain, there are two shapes. One is a little bit flat and a little bit sloppy like this, but the other one is so slanted like this. But when we dig cave into the mountain, wow, you look down there, so beautiful, it's out of this world. Really, Himalaya caves are not as beautiful. The way it's structured, so beautiful, because we wanted to also protect the landscape and the environment, so we don't destroy the mountain, the shape, we keep it. So we just dig into the mountain and then build it inside. Very beautiful, very beautiful. If you have the chance to go and have a look. I make a tour guide, and while I guide you on the tour, I can also blah blah on spiritual issue. Well, the difference is the name. I'm a tour guide too. I'm a spiritual tour guide. I will guide you back to heaven. How about that? Free. Not that there is a place somewhere called heaven, but we must remember the heaven within us. And I just remind you, I have the way to do it. And because of me reminding you, you have found your own heaven. So that is the truth. Yeah, that's a beautiful place. Even though I know God can do anything, but just let it be. God can do anything, but God doesn't do it. Because we have to do it. God is not there to do everything for us if we don't want to do it ourselves. We have to ask for it, we have to want it, we have to create our world. We have to take matter into our hands. We have to realize the godness within us, the powerful energy that we possess. We have to develop that. We have to remember it. We have to make use of it. We have to walk like a God on earth. Then and there, we realize that God is us. Otherwise, God can do everything. Of course, otherwise He's no God. But what for should God does everything? God already does. Create the whole universe for us. Create everything. Now we are in it. It's up to us to make use of ourselves, to make whatever we want to become by our own power of faith, of knowledge, of self-knowledge, of self-realization. Otherwise, God is no use, I tell you the truth. God has already done His job. The poor man needs a rest. He cannot. He needs a rest. Yeah. Vacation. Actually, if God does everything and ask, then what for? What for are we here? How can we realize how powerful we are? You understand? So it's up to us to make a God out of ourselves or to make anything else you want. The decision is yours. But to hear it is nice, but you have to make use of it, My God, it's so difficult to become God, Yeah, why not? Would you rather be something else, If already everyone declare, every Bible, every scripture, every religion declare that you are the Son of God. Now, what do you want to be? Why you deny it? It is because of the mind, the brain. The social custom make us think that we are low, we are weak. Can't even believe that God will bless us with everything. Ask anything, you have it, but you dare not. Most people dare not dream that God will give you this, give you that. Why not? That's what the old guy there for. But many people don't ask him, so he just take holidays. Christmas, for example. God is within you. God is yourself. Every lecture boiled down to the same topic. That's the only thing you must do. Remember yourself. Remember you're powerful. Remember you can create anything you want. With the power of your faith. With the power of your self-realization. But sometimes, because we are so used to with less, we are not there to believe that we can have this and that and other. That's fine, that's fine. We also don't need to have so much. We also don't need to be a millionaire, be rich or anything like that. But it's possible. It's possible even with spiritual knowledge to be anything you want, to have anything you want. Provided you want it enough. Provided you really want it and know that you get it. Most of the time you say, okay, I don't think I get it anyhow. But I just ask him, but I don't think he get it. That's what prevents us from having what we want. Because we already expected that the guy will not give us. That's also okay. If you have enough to eat, fine. You have enough clothes to wear, it's okay. No need to want too much, also fine. But it's not impossible, I just want to tell you. So many people already prove it to you. By the power of the mind alone, they can move objects, they can walk on fire, they can walk on water, they can pierce knife through their face from ears to ear and nothing happened. Not even one drop of blood come out. Even with the power of the mind alone, astral power, you can do that. They say that America is the land of opportunities. Maybe it's true, because the American people, they have strong will. They believe they can do. They demand all the time, better, better, better. They do not hesitate or feel shy to ask anyone or even God to fulfill their dream. That's the way we should do it. So, do not try to run away from home or take a refuge in somewhere else, and not even take refuge in Master. Master is you. You have the Master inside. What's the difference between us? Maybe your IQ even higher than me. Who knows? There was a film in America, American film with what? With John Travolta. No? I don't know the title. But the film describes a man with the power of moving object. Also the power of knowing some event that is happening from faraway places, and can predict something or can read other people's message through the air. And many people don't believe it. Even they saw it. They don't believe it. They don't believe it's just a concentration of the mind. And they want to operate his brain in order to find what's the difference. For scientific research, in order to find out what's the difference in his brain between him and someone else, the ordinary, so-called ordinary people. There is no difference. They can operate until all the nerves cut into thousands of billions of pieces. They will find no difference. There is a slight difference between human and human anyhow, but there is no difference as such if you concentrate your mind. Just the power of concentration. If you operate the physical brain, there's not much different. So it's even dangerous to be talented, to boast your power of psychic. Remember, that's why I tell you not to talk to people about your achievements. Many scientists, they believe only the things that they can touch and can prove. So sometimes genius is difficult to survive in this world. So many genius has come and gone unnoticed, unrecognized, and even harmed by societies just because they are so ignorant. They do not know what the genius know. So they do not believe. When they seek to harm him, harm her, or sometimes they seek to prove it materially to the extent of hurting that genius, or that talented, or that spiritual being. I remember America has very famous psychics. Edgar Cayce. Is that right? You know him? You know the name, right? Yeah. Some people don't believe that he has the concentration power to leave his body, and the body just been left behind, then he moved himself. astrally or spiritually out of his body and go search for some sickness in some person in the body, or search something else somewhere else. So they try to experience, stick needles into his fingernails. You know that? Do you know that or not? Well, read his books. Even I know. Stick fingers in his nails just to make sure that he really doesn't feel anything. My God, he did not feel at that time, but when he woke up, he did feel. Poor guy. So that's how the society treats a genius or extraordinary person sometimes. It's not Jesus' time only, okay? Or every time is human time. And humans, they do weird things sometimes. Has no surprise. Actually, according to some of the research and my thinking, my opinion, my guessing, is that we have a lot of advanced technologies, advanced medicine, advanced ways to end the suffering in this world right now. Even at this minute, there's no need to have hunger, no need to have suffering, no need to have disease, incurable disease anymore. We are already so advanced. We have found many substances to combat even the most deadly disease. But sometimes the society as a whole choose not to do it, just to protect the economy. So it's not that God don't give us everything. It's not that God could not do the impossible things. It's us, it's we, who are the obstacles, because our faith sometimes is so thin. We could not believe that. If God give us a mean to cure the disease, then He would give us another mean to sustain the medical working system and don't let it go bankrupt. If God gives us a mean to find free energy, free electric, then God would give us another mean to sustain the whole industry and don't let people go without work. Then we will find other work somehow. We will find other things to do. Or we should live more simple life with little want. And we don't have to struggle so much for work, for earning money, for example. Then there are many geniuses who can prove to us that it is workable, that this world can become paradise, even materially, in one instant. But so it must be that the faith of the people of this world are so little, so thin, that they are so afraid to take any chance. That if, for example, if all the sick people cured, so easily, then what becomes of the healthcare system, for example? I have to talk about real medicine, real miracle cure for the people. And I say what I believe, but you don't have to believe what I believe. You can believe it or you don't believe it, it's up to you. Or you can do research on my suggestion, my comment, and then find out yourself whether what I say is true or not. You have option, right? You can choose. But at least I tell you something, then you can have a chance to prove it, whether it's correct or not. If I don't tell you, you might not even know that it exists. You don't even have a chance to prove your IQ. So do some research yourself. So you see, don't ever blame God again in your prayer or in any second of your life. That God makes so much misery. God don't give us medicine. God don't give us enough food. God don't give us this and that and other. God gives everything already, long time ago. But many people sometimes stop this blessing. Maybe it's the planet, collective karma, that help the obstacle to materialize. Yeah? So we cannot also blame that one person or this person or the whole constitution somehow. We have to look through human history. Maybe we have done so many bad things. But actually, so what? God is always forgiving. If it's not forgiving, he is not God. For him, there is no bad, no good, no evil, nothing. Only the children who is learning, who is making mistakes, who is learning by mistakes, who is trying to remake himself into a real God by different experimentation. Some people succeed in making himself a God in a few lifetimes, or remembering himself as a God, or choose the right way. And some people tumble along the way, and it takes longer time. But they are all in the process of remembering a God out of himself, of themselves. Sooner or later, we all realize it. But I just want to tell you this, to let you know that nothing is impossible with God. Even to make this world into a paradise is not impossible. It's just because of mankind, the habit, our habit to be so negative, to think negative, to expect negative, and have no courage to hope for anything big. And the faith in God is very weak. So we're always afraid that if this happens, we lose our job. If free electric comes, we lose our electric company. If free medicine comes, a good medicine comes, a doctor went out of business, or medical care, I have no work to do, etc., etc. Never happens. If we have another way to do, right? God will find another way for us. Besides, if we don't have to pay so much for electric bill, then we don't have to work so hard in the beginning, right? Anyhow, for example, like that. There's so many things, so many inventions, so many research has been successful. And we could have paradise any minute we want, if only we want. But sometimes we choose to live in misery. That's fine with God. But don't blame the poor old guy. That's all. Because this is injustice. It's unfair. He always send some genius, always send teacher, always send good friends to remind us of the glory of heaven and to help ourselves, to heal ourselves, to be rich, to be famous, to be beautiful, to be, abundance in everything, to have abundance of everything, to be whatever we like to be. Not that we want to be famous, not that we want to be rich, but this is the way we should be. We could be. Just that the society as a whole, like a big constitution, has its own law, unwritten agreement. They make every obstacle possible for every other souls. Even the developed souls have to struggle through this institution. So it's difficult for us. You are on your way, I think. You're happy, and you know. That's the secret between us. We all understand already inside. So this is just the communication, so that I sit here and let you look at me. Love me. I don't give you anything. I just tell you what you have forgotten. No problem. I don't give you anything at all. Never. Because you have everything already. Everything inside. So, see you. I'm really happy to see you. Really happy. Thank you. I'm really glad. I feel I'm so courageous. You don't know. I'm very proud of myself. Just because I love you, I cannot not come. I promise you to come. I see you later. Go eat. Have a happy meal. How are you guys? But anyhow, I just want to tell you here and downstairs people, other initiates, that you're really good, you're really disciplined. I'm very proud of you. Because you have family That makes a difference. When you have family, it's sweet, it's cozy, and it's busy, and it's alright. Anyhow, now I understand the pressure. The spiritual power is so strong. As soon as you have spiritual power, you have responsibility. You must share it. And the people near you, the people who encounter you, the people who pray to you, or the people who love you, they are entitled automatically to share the wealth of your spiritual power. And that puts pressure on you. Automatically they look up on you for guidance, invisibly also, without you even knowing, and without them even knowing. Anyone contact you, connect with you, share the spiritual heritage. And they evolved, by the way. And you have to share their burden as well. There's no one-way traffic, huh? And you give the good, each one give what they have. Huh? They give the best. So see, just like you go to the supermarket, huh? You buy loads of things. Vegetarian, cabbage, carrot, ginseng, tea, everything. Sometimes costly things, like car, house, everything, carpet. And then what did you give to them? A few pieces of paper. Understand? Yeah. So the value in the universe is not always equal. It's not always what we think or what we expect. No, same. The spiritual wealth, merchandise are also sold at different price. What you sold and what you sell and what you get paid are different quality. So that's the way it is. People cannot scold you for giving you just a few pieces of paper, because that's the way it's arranged. Everybody agree upon it, and this is the way it works. Is the law. It's accepted. See? Similarly, spiritual power also can be shared, can be sold, can be exchanged, but in different ways. And this is accepted in the universal law. Nothing we can do about it. Rarely you can go to the supermarket and change your few carrots for their cabbage. They don't accept it anymore. Even though the value may be even more, or at least equal. But your carrot will not be accepted in the mall for another cabbage or strawberry jam, whatever, even if the value is the same. You have to bring this useless, worthless, thin, good-for-nothing piece of paper. And they're happy. My, you see people's eyes when they see this piece of paper. Why is it? They give the best thing of their harvest, the best of their labor, just to get a few pieces of paper. And they're so happy. Well, that's the way it is. See that? So anyhow, along with spiritual blessing and heritage, we also do have responsibility. And by the way, these new rings. You design some of the earrings and some of the rings very small, yeah? I design first of all, because some people like it. Yeah? I have to design up to my standard, the way I like it, for my artistic satisfaction, not necessarily for money. So, and anyhow, I design some new ones. I tell you what's all sometimes, just for fun, huh? So we have to look beyond the immediate, go above the future even. Oh, we don't have to even, we don't have to. It becomes effortless now. Oh, we look at everything so light and humorous. Yes. Therefore, when people, they predicted us something, they predict you are wrong. They predicted the way of the world is all wrong. We are only happy to have the opportunity to serve, to share what we have. Because like this is flow, it's not stagnant. Like water in the tank, if it keeps for itself, later it's become rotten. The water rotten and the tank becomes rotten too. No use for the tank, use for anybody. Money is there only to flow, to be used, to be helpful in different ways. It's not for us to just keep there and do nothing when necessary, according to our means and according to the necessity and the importance of that event. Because sometimes we have one person, but that person affects the whole country or the whole world, then that person is important. So not that you always have to help a lot of people in order to be righteous or to be reasonable. You sometimes have one person or two persons, it depends. And that person help the whole world. Now if you have Jesus, but you have Buddha, what do you think? It's not to have him personally. It's to have the ideal, the noble heritage, the spiritual awakening of mankind. If that person is alive, is comfortable, is supported, is helped, is understood, is protected, for example. Because these species are rare. Even though we are all Buddhas, but not everyone realizes that he is a Buddha. That's the difference. Even though we are all children of God, but not everyone realizes that he is the Son of God, the way Jesus did, for example. So these people, you cannot count one. Because righteous people, selfless people, is rare. If we find one, we must help. If really we believe that he is good, she is good, we must do it. We must stand up for our belief. Otherwise, what more do we practice? Okay, anyhow, folks, sorry I'm late. The contact person kept me. Because I was talking about the secret of how to make money and they want to hear all the time. I said, we have to go down and share with other people. Because we all want to make money, don't we? Oh yeah. Anyhow, the secret of having money is not how much you earn, but how much you save and how much you spend. Many people always spend unnecessary. And in the items that you pay, you could pay less for the same quality. You have to shop. You don't have to shop around too much. But sometimes if you happen to see something that is good and a reasonable price or cheap price, you can buy them. And if you don't see them, then forget it. You don't miss anything. When you go to retreat, like for example in Cambodia last time, or in Taiwan, you had nothing with you. But you didn't die, did you? You live, and how well? No telephone, no car, walking, running, and you still live. And you eat simple food, no telephone, no husband, no kids, nothing. You're okay, you're alright. And you wear simple clothes, no problem. Very simple, you are alive. Similarly, in our situation, in our house, we can also have simple things. Don't mean you don't have anything. But there are many things. The values are the same, but the price are different. You know the difference between shops, don't you? Yes. So, you don't have to always spend a lot of money in order to look good, or in order to your house to look special. It can look special, but not expensive. So, all the millionaires, sometimes they don't look like one. The rich people, they don't look like one. They don't always drive in a limousine or Rolls Royce or, Cadillac. Yeah? They normally drive ordinary car because they don't need to show off. They feel well within themselves, that they have security for themselves and their families, to last for years to come, for emergency, for anything they need, should the need arise. And meanwhile, they still continue to generate money out of their saving income. So they feel well. They don't need to show off. They don't need anybody to know that they are rich. So they just wear casual clothes sometimes, and then shopping in a very ordinary shop. And their house also comfortable but ordinary. Their furniture are not always antique or anything extraordinary. Just comfortable, cozy, enough for them to feel well. So the secret of making money and being rich is not how much you earn. It's how you manage your money. Many people, even rich, unfortunately, after the second generation, like the father are very, diligent, make the money and save it. But after the children or grandchildren, they have no ambition to do the same. They don't learn it through the hard way, so they don't value the money. So if they are left with the big inheritance, very soon they squander it. And they are left with nothing, often like this. Because they do not know how to save. They think the parents are very rich, they can spend and spend, and it never finish the money, but it will finish. It will finish. In the Vietnamese idiom, they say, even if you eat the mountain, if you sit there and don't do nothing and eat, then the mountain, you can even eat the mountain. flat. Huh? Similarly, truly, why we can help so many people? It seems like I have a lot of money, but because I save. Not that I consciously save, but I just know a logical way to just to keep the money. Because if you earn a lot, but you spend a lot, then it amounts to nothing. You just keep other people's rich. You keep the furniture sellers rich. You keep the car company rich. You keep every other, shopkeeper rich, but not yourself. You have to watch how you spend. Maybe you have to make a budget of your own, how much you spend every month, and don't go over that. Thing like that, huh? Many rich people, not only they look ordinary in many ways, but they know how to save. For example, when a toothpaste nearly finished, they don't just throw away in a half, but they squeeze it. They use some knife or something to flatten it. You do it also, sure. But the rich people, they teach their children to do that. Maybe you don't know how they earn money, but at least you know how they save money. And the saved money is the earned as well. Huh? Whatever you save is what you earn too. Is that not so? And in turn, that money will breed more interest. Huh? And then make more money for you. Even if you don't do anything, you put money in the bank, it earns interest for you. And then you can live on that too. So whatever you save is yours. Whatever you spend is somebody else's. And every time we go to the retreat or something like that, it's not only that you want to see me or you want to have a spiritual practice, but also it's a very natural opportunity for you to put down everything, to be free of material bondage, to be free of the preconceived ideas and notions that we need this, we need that, we need everything in order to survive. It has been proved that even if you go on like this, you survive. In the old time when I don't have many of you, we live with bare necessity. I have a tent, they have a tent, each one have a tent, the same. My tent sometimes smaller than their tent because I'm smaller. We give tent according to size. And my size is MS. That's why they say SM. Small size. And then each one of us, including myself, would have a sleeping bag and a thin and warm blanket, not wool, just warm blanket inside in case it's a cold time. And if it's too cold, you are entitled to have another sleeping bag. You write and then you get one, for example, like that. And so we each live in a tent like that. Huh? Very simple, and we didn't have much. We just eat, enough. And now, even if I have a lot of things, sometimes I have house or I have a cave or whatever, more furnished. Huh? But then nothing more happen. I am still the same. I stay the same like before. I think the same. I live the same. I eat the same, almost. There's not much different whether I have more material possession or I have less. I live through the poorest and the richest. Nothing changed. When I was in the Himalaya in India, I don't have much money. I have to stretch my money very long because I don't know how long I will stay there. Sometimes I just eat chapati and peanut butter. And chapati I made myself too. It's even cheaper than buying it. It's very simple. You have a plate, which you use to eat. Huh? And then you just have flour, wheat flour, that you can buy anywhere. And then you knead them in the water, put a pinch of salt in it, knead it the way you knead the bread or pastry, but without yeast. And then you flatten it with your hand. You don't even need a roller coaster, nothing. Just your hand, flatten it, and you put on top of the fire, which you collect the wood from the forest, and then just cook it. After a while, you turn it on the other side, and then you put the peanut butter on top, and then you're on top of the world. Feel good. And then the water you can drink from the spring, or from the Ganges water, no problem. I lived through like that many months. Sometimes eat only raw food. If I go too high, on a high altitude, the air is too thin, or I don't know, can't cook. You can, but it takes half a day to boil a little 2 centimeters of water. I forget it. I drink it cold. You can't boil cabbage if you don't have a high power gas, If you have, you can. But if you just collect wood, it's most of the time already damp from the snow, because the mountains in the Himalaya are non-stop always covered with snow, even in summer, just less. And the army would dig a road between the mountains so we can walk between the 2 mountains of ice. But the ice is always there, even in summer, because they have only 2 seasons, snowing season and non-snowing season. So the pilgrims normally go on the non-snowing season. And if you happen to stay there too long, then you just stay there until next year, if you're still alive. And then you drink snow or whatever. Some people do that. It's okay. Even in winter, you can pick some of the herbs, some of the wild plants in the Himalaya, and can eat them. Some of them taste like, don't look so much like, but taste like spinach. Yeah, like the spinach in America. Except that they are a little bit red with the stem, not green. Tastes exactly the same. Hey, don't go there and eat nonsense, I tell you. You have to know which plant to eat, okay? Don't say the Master Ching say that, and just taste everything, whether it tastes like spinach or not. Before you know it, you're already finished. Don't make yourself become a laboratory. As you know, I don't even have a tent. Can you imagine in the Himalaya, no tent? But sometimes you find a roof, and a so-called house, but the house is not really a house the way it is here. Because that kind of house, you can see the stars through the roof, and you can see it through the wall. And the wind is very free to visit you any time of the day and night, bringing in the snow as well, very generous. So and the floor is very wet, it's not cemented, because in the Himalaya people just put the wood together and put very simple thatch hut, grass hut. There's no facility, no cot. You lay on the floor. So I was very clever, I use a very thin mattress, thinner than yours, not this kind. It's a thin like plastic sheet, but the 2 sides, one side golden, one side silver. You can use that too. And when you fold it, it's like a piece of paper tissue only, so thin. I can't afford to carry so many things. I could hardly carry myself. When you go, the higher you go, the heavier it becomes. The same luggage became heavier. Even your feet became heavier. It gets swollen with the snow, it's soaked into your shoes. I don't care what kind of shoes you have. The snow can manage to get in and soak your feet, like the way you soak bread in water. It become double the size. And then become heavy. Even your feet became heavy, not to talk about anything. So if you go to Himalaya, can't carry many things. So many months like this, I go from one place to another, I also survive. So I just tell you, we live through anything, we can survive. Because if our spirit is strong, we have a noble purpose and a higher ideal, we can just look into that ideal and we forget everything else, truly like that. So I told you from my experience is that whatever I have or not have is no problem. You're still happy and you manage your life accordingly. When I wasn't having too much material possession, life is also so fun all the time. Because I have to think how to survive. Every day I have to invent some new ways to enjoy. And always surprised, always new, always very happy, and always contented. Because every day you are a master of yourself, a master of your own situation, and you just feel good, feel so confident about your ability to survive. Truly, If there is a comparison to tell you, if there is truly a necessity to compare, then I must tell you that when I was having nothing, I had more fun. Because I'm more creative. Now I can have everything I want. Because it's already settled down. I don't have to run around the world, and I can have a fixed place sometimes, at least for a few months or a few weeks. And then things are too organized. Too many disciples, they buy all kinds of things. I'm also busy now. Also have to be creative, like which one to throw away, you know. But it's more annoying than when I was having nothing and master my own life and decide everything for myself and control the situation. It's not much of the controlling, but every day you know what is what. Before, to have not is easier. Before, when I don't have everything, I was very happy, more happy, you know, because I buy what I want and I know my money go where, and I'm happy when I can save something, you know. I feel I'm creative. Yeah, not because of the money, but the value of my intelligence, that I can save that I can live with such a small thing and make it so nice. When I say I mean you, all of us. Whenever we can buy some good things with a very low price, and other places a higher price, and it happened that things we like so much, the color, the taste, the style we like, then we're very happy. Not because of the money only, right? But just lucky, you know, we're happy, we're creative, and we are resourceful. And that's what we're happy about. It's better you live your normal life. Control your destiny. When I'm alone, I'm the most happy person. Even you don't give me anything, I'm happy. I can cook for myself. I can wash my clothes, iron my clothes, and make my house beautiful and clean. But I can't always do this now due to the demand of the world. So I regret to tell you that to have everything is not always as good as you think. On the contrary, if you don't have enough things, or you have just barely enough, that's the best. Then your IQ will become higher, because every day you have to think, how I can save some money, where I go for shopping better, and what kind of food I cook today, which is nutritious, good, tasty, and also economical. And then you're very happy with yourself. Everything creative brings happiness to man, because it's new, it's exciting, it's interesting. If every day the same, and people serve you all the time, you feel bored after a while, I guarantee. Money back guarantee. Okay, anyhow, that's the end to how to be rich and how to keep your money, Yeah, you take care and then you will know the difference. Thank you so much.